Sup everyone, Darkscream217 here, and I'm sorry that this discussion topic took longer to get out, as I try to get these every Wednesday, but this one came to a Friday, because I really wanted to get that Mystery Mama review out pretty soon. But anyways, here are my replies to the previous week's discussion topics. Necronomicon 009, heard of Planet Test. I haven't yet to see that. I've only seen the first episode of Kimi no Todoke, and I'm actually thinking about checking out the manga to that instead, or check out both the anime and the manga at the same time. Little unique premise. And Bimbo Gamiga, I definitely have that on my checklist of things I want to check out, and I do have plans to get the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. And Cool NASCAR Guy, Umino Misaki, and Denpa Teki no Konojo and Kimi no Hiromachi. Never heard of those shows, heard that stuff before. I know Umino Misaki is a manga. I looked into it a little, but I haven't started reading it because, backlog and stuff. And as for Strike Witches, I am all in favor for people actually saying they like the show for the story and characters. Like I said, saw the first episode, couldn't get into it. But man, also, I feel sorry for those people because the way Funimation advertised it was kind of, face-palming embarrassing. Try Chrono. I actually do want to see Gunbuster, and I think Die Buster is also licensed by Discotek right now, but I want to see that before I see Gunbuster. I actually want to see those back-to-back, if I can. As for Angelic Layer, I actually do have the entire series. I've seen about 10 episodes. Again, put it off. And I also have both volumes, both omnibus compilations of the manga as well. I am considering reviewing that after my Martial Hearts and or Ikitosen Extreme Executor review. And Jim George Baker, yeah, if you want to get back into vlogging, I say do that review of Nodomi Cantabile. 557 Deadpool, Karis. I have yet to see it myself. I know a friend of mine had a copy of the, I don't know if it was an OVA or a movie. And I was kind of stunned that he was a character designed by Tatsunoko, because he was actually one of the, he's actually one of the characters in the Tatsunoko vs. Capcom roster. When I first saw him, I instantly recognized him, but again, I kind of hit myself in the head for not checking that series out sooner. Afro Otaku, I have Nanaka 617 on DVD, and I actually have seen it all from start to finish, including the bonus OVA that they threw in there as well. Had some flaws here and there, but I mostly agree with you. It's a really underrated gem, has a lot of heart to it, deals with some interesting themes of maturity and whatnot, and it stars one of my favorite voice actresses, Monica Rao, as Nanaka herself, and it does show off her dynamic vocal range when she switches between characters, so I really like that a lot. And as for Aptendo saying that Gurren Lagann needs to be recognized more than the Holy Bible, I completely disagree. When everyone should know that it's Kill la Kill that needs to be recognized more than the Holy Bible. I'm just kidding. I still disagree though, because I know a shitload of people that really like Gurren Lagann, and they still, even years after the show's run is over, people still talk about it like crazy. And yes, I have been watching Kill la Kill, and I am really loving that show. Great soundtrack. I love the great soundtrack. Even though it's a new studio, they still have some of the Gainax charms of Gurren Lagann and the other over-the-top shows that they used to work on back there. Chibi Gisi. Well, I have heard of that series myself, Did You Care It? And I do have the original TV series on DVD, the Zentai Filmworks re-release. You do have some merit. Not a lot of people discuss that show or anything. Not even the hardcore Moe Blob fans, even though this show totally caters to him, back before it became cool. Yeah, that mascot dated all the way back to, what, 90s? Early 2000s, I think? But, yeah, no one really discusses that show, and even with Sentai, re-releasing it, I don't think it's gonna get talked a whole lot. And as for Air, I'm really not fond of the Studio Key, but I don't know. I actually had some friends that did enjoy it. I don't know why your friend couldn't get into it or give it a chance. Claytron Space Pirate. I really do need to finish watching Ai Yoriaushi, and I really want to finish reading the manga, but it was under the license of Tokyopop, and it's going to be really hard to find all the individual volumes. In fact, the only volume I have is an omnibus of 1 through 3, and I'm pretty sure that might have been the only omnibus re-release they ever made. I'm not entirely sure, but I really hope Kodansha or some other manga company rescues the license and re-releases it so I can read it for myself. Now we can move on to this week's discussion, and it's a very simple one. Favorite licensing company. I really don't want to call it a dubbing company because not all shows that get released by these companies are dubbed or redubbed or anything for that matter. So I just call them licensing companies, and it could be for any reason. They just have from you like their dubbing cast to they just have more of your favorite shows available for you. I have 3 to mention here, and yes, some companies that don't exist anymore you can put down that list too, as I did for me. The first one I want to talk about, and I've talked about it dozens of times before, I can talk about all the time if I want to, ADV Films. This company, I have seen some of their stuff before I got into buying anime. Gunsmith Cats and Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, which was a good movie. Not really fond of the choice voice actors, but I really liked it. Gunsmith Cats, everyone knows I love that. But when I was purchasing anime on DVDs, I was really into Fooly Cooly, and I even tape recorded the episodes that were airing on Adult Swim. Something I used to do before I actually started purchasing DVDs. I would just, record them on VHSs, and I still have those recordings, by the way. And I was watching it with a friend, and I'm like, dude, this is a crazy, wacky, weird, bizarre-ass anime. It was an anime on drugs, obviously, or that's what I thought of at the time. And I was like, well, this is a good cocaine fix, but I want to see something more hardcore. I want to see something just as crazy. I want to see pink elephants fighting blue tigers on top of John Cleese's forehead while the Beatles are playing in the background music. Is there anything close to how I'm describing? And my friend suggested that he has seen a couple episodes of this anime called Excel Saga. And I researched it online. All 6 volumes were released at the time. And this was back when it's like $30 a volume for like 3 to 5 episodes. Not as bad as VHS times, but it was still kind of a pain in the ass back then. But I decided to pick up volume 1 of Excel Saga, checked it out, loved the hell out of it. Couple months down the line, I did pick up the entire series on a big 6-pack collection. But other than that, it kind of snowballed into my interest in ADV, because ADV's DVDs would put out advertisements on their individual volumes, and then I would see some stuff, I would be interested in them, and I would just buy up the other stuff. Like I checked out Chrono Crusade, the Slayers OVAs and movies, Azumanga Daioh. So most of my collection, at the time was just nothing but ADV stuff, and it was also like the only show that was like the only company that would have the most selections to choose from, or that's how I saw it. I mean, I saw nothing but ADV stuff. There was probably some Viz and Funimation stuff, but ADV, that caught my attention the most. It was something I would see the most, and I would just buy them right off the bat. And I still really enjoy this company to this day. If I ever find old ADV titles sitting around FYEs or something like Plastic Little, I would just immediately pick it up. So yeah, that's probably my top favorite licensing company. They're now known as like Section 23 Films, I believe. They kind of they didn't go under, they just kind of reformatted. Okay, so that's one company. The next two are still around as by the time this video was uploaded. The next one is Nozomi Entertainment. I reviewed like 2 of the shows they licensed, Captain Tyler Nadesico. And the reason why I like that company is because, again, they're kind of a rescue license company, and they also license some old school stuff. I don't know if they license anything fairly new, but they will be picking up sci-fi shows I'm interested in. In fact, they have Everything Dirty Pair under their license right now, if I'm not mistaken. The OVAs in the movies contain both the streamline and the ADV dub, so that's something I'm interested in checking out. And they've been really they've been really cool with how they handled their products and stuff. So I really do like that licensing. I really do like that company. In fact, coming soon, they're gonna like release Space Adventure Cobra. Heard a little bit about this series. Seen it referenced all the time. Actually, it was briefly referenced in Excel Saga at one point. But I never really looked into it, but after checking out the synopsis, I'm considering pre-ordering it. It looks like an old school sci-fi 80s adventure anime. I mean, they call it Space Adventure Cobra. So, yeah, that's probably something that's next on my checklist from that company. And the third company I want to mention that is starting to become one of my favorites is Eastern Star or Discotek Media, whatever they like to refer themselves to more. This licensing company, well, I purchased Project A-ko, just seeing that it was on Right Stuff's list, and I know it's a company, but I didn't really look into it until one YouTube users told me what that company likes to do. And yeah, they do license some older old school titles. They'll license most of the Lupin stuff Funimation hasn't picked up, like the first TV series, the Green Jacket series. They have a couple of live action things as well. And if you're ever a fan who grew up with Samurai Pizza Cats, great news! Not only do they have the complete DVD series to that series, but as well as the original Japanese series that they, adapted from. So that's something really awesome. They're also planning to like release some old, well, not that old titles, but titles that licenses that have expired. I think they're going to re-release Ghost Stories sometime soon, and I don't know if it has both dubs, but I heard it has the ADV joke dub into it. So if anyone who is a fan of that, but hasn't really, who's seen the show but could not get the series before because it was an old ADV licensed title, it's expired, and I know they sold it on individual DVD sets, so that's going to be more of a headache for most treasure hunters. So there's some good news. If you're looking for that series and you want to watch all of it through and through, you can. They're about to release that soon with the ADV gag dub and the original Japanese audio. If anyone wants the actual series, I'm mixed about the ADV gag dub, to be honest with you guys, but I am going to check it out soon. Also, they licensed the original 1973 Cutie Honey TV series, and I actually have that series, and I thought that was pretty freaking awesome because I've always wanted to check out Cutie Honey. But the only thing they licensed prior to this was New Cutie Honey, but from ADV Films, which is the OVA series that's actually a sequel to the TV series that has yet to be released at the time. But now they have the original TV series, so I thought that was pretty freaking awesome, and maybe somewhere down the line they'll pick up everything else. Now I'm giving the floor to you. What is your favorite licensing company that exists or doesn't exist anymore, and why do you enjoy that licensing company too much? Is it because you just like the voice actors from that series? Is it because they, the way they handle DVD packaging or something like that? Is it because, they just have the most favorite shows you watch? Comment below, video response, however you want to do it. And I am looking forward to your answers. So with that, Darkscream217 signing out.